Hello and welcome to this video about Visual Studio Code. My name is Fredrik Wall and I will be your guide to Visual Studio Code and PowerShell. I'm a senior IT consultant, trainer, speaker and scripting geek. I have about 13 years of experience with PowerShell and I do a lot of my work with PowerShell. I'm based in Stockholm, Sweden. I'm working for a company called Reach. A quick introduction to this video. I will go through what is Visual Studio Code. I will download and install it. I will go through themes, extensions. I will show PowerShell and Visual Studio Code. I will show snippets. I will show some tweaks for Visual Studio Code to be a little bit more like PowerShell ISE. And I will show you uninstall and install Visual Studio Code automatically. First, I will start with what is Visual Studio Code. It is a source code editor like PowerShell ISE. The replacement for PowerShell ISE. Microsoft have stopped develop PowerShell ISE and Visual Studio Code is the replacement editor with the PowerShell extension. And it's free. It's for Windows, Mac OS and Linux. We have IntelliSense, debugging, built-in Git version handling, and Visual Studio has a lot of extensions to extend it, and lots of settings to make it as you want. Download and install. We have Visual Studio Code for Windows, Mac OS and Linux. There are two versions of it. The stable one and the insiders. And if you sit on a machine, you can see the difference from the icons. The insiders edition are green and the stable edition are blue. And to download and install it, we open up our browser and we go to code.visualstudio.com. And we can choose this for download, or we can choose another version. We can choose insiders version, user installer, or if we want to install the system installer for all users, we can choose this one. But I will go back and install the default one. It's working okay for me. It's a small installation, so it will not take a lot of time to download. It's not that hard installation, but we will add open with code. And then we just click on Finish. Visual Studio Code will open up for the first time. Now I will go on to the next chapter and talk about themes. In Visual Studio Code we have color themes, and we have file icon themes, and we can create own themes. We find themes under this icon in the left corner, Manage. We have color theme. We click on that one. We can see what theme we are using right now. We can choose different theme. They are in two sections, light themes and dark themes. So if we want to switch theme, we might like light Visual Studio. And we can choose Abyss. Different colors. And if we think we need another theme, we can go to install additional color themes, and then the marketplace with the category themes will open up, and here we can choose a theme. Then we get all kind of information, and we have install here. So if we click on that one, the theme will be installed. I will go back to click on these three dots and show installed extensions. No, we want to let's go there, and we go to manage color theme, and I change back to dark plus. So, and to show the icon themes, we go to Explorer, and if we open a folder, we choose our script folder, and we can see all of the files in the folder, and on the left side of the files we have icons. So if we want other file icons, we can go to file icon themes, and we can change it. And if we want another additional file icon themes, we click on install additional file icon themes, and I choose VS Code icons. We click on install. We can choose to click install on the left side or on the right side, it's the same. And we click on VS Code icons and go back to Explorer. Then we can see the changes here. To change the color by yourself, you can do a lot of changes. the easiest way is go to this site on codevisualstudio.com. Here you have all theme color references, you have all settings and how to change it. I will not show this now, but if you would like to change the appearance of Visual Studio Code, please go to this site. Next thing in this video is about Visual Studio Code extensions. It will give us more functionality. We can get support for more file formats like Python, C++, C#, and so on. With most of the extensions, we get help to format code. We have built-in extensions from the start. We need to install PowerShell extension to get PowerShell support. We have some nice to have extensions like setting sync. You can sync your settings if you have lots of computers and want to have the same settings on all of them. We have some extensions for XML and VBScript. We have a built-in marketplace in Visual Studio Code, and we have the marketplace online. We can install extensions offline if we have a system that we don't want to have online on internet. We go back to Visual Studio Code, and on the left side we have the extensions. We take this away. And here you can see the enabled extensions, and here we have recommended extensions. Visual Studio Code will help us to recommend extensions. So if we open up an XML file, Visual Studio Code will add that to recommendation, so we can get better support for XML files. To show installed extensions, we go to the three dots and show installed extensions. We can go to show built-in extensions. Here we can see that we have support for Git, and we have some HTML support and JSON and so on. And here we have C++ and some themes. And here we have show popular extensions. I want to go to search for XML, and I want to install the XML tools extension. It's just click install. And now we have support for XML files as well. This is the built-in marketplace, and as you could see, it's free. The extensions are free, and we can go to the online version, marketplace.visualstudio.com/vscode. And if we choose like Python, we can install it from here as well, but I will show you on the right side. We have resources. If you go on download extension, we will download extension. It's a VSIX file. And then we'll go back to Visual Studio Code. And we will go to the extensions again, and the three dots. And we have install from VSIX. And we go to our downloaded file, ms python, and we just click on install. And here we have the status on the installation. And here we have the information about the extension. It's a pretty nice feature to be able to install the extension offline. As I said before, if you have a system that you don't want to talk to internet, then the offline installation is pretty nice. Then we go to the next chapter, PowerShell and VS Code. I will show you how to install PowerShell extension. I will show how to set PowerShell as default file format. I will show syntax highlighting, code snippets, and we get IntelliSense. We get rule-based analysis of the code with PS Script Analyzer module, PowerShell Script Analyzer. And we get help with format code. We can run selected code with F8 like we can in PowerShell ISE. And if we type PowerShell in the extension, here we have the stable PowerShell extension, and here we have the preview extension. I will choose the stable one and click install. If you scroll down, you have the features of the PowerShell extension. As you can see, we get a lot of help. And when you have installed it, we get a PowerShell ISE theme as well with the extension. we can choose to use that one, or I will choose the dark plus that I was using. Close that one, and that one. We go to File, a new file, and we want to get command. As you can see now, we don't have PowerShell support for this new file. It's because Visual Studio has support for lots of formats, and we need to tell Visual Studio Code what format we will use. So either we need to save this file to a PowerShell file, or we need to go down to the right side where it says plain text. Here we can select language mode, and we type PowerShell. And now you can see our commandlet got yellow. And if we type get, we get help with IntelliSense. And we can click on read more. We get help with the commandlet. And as I said, when we typed, the commandlet name got yellow. It's syntax highlighting. Tell us that was just the commandlet. If we type something else like if, we get another color. And that's pretty nice. So we got more colors than just plain white. And if we want to use Visual Studio Code as our main PowerShell editor, we can set PowerShell as a default for new files, so we don't need to go down to the right and choose PowerShell. For that, we can go to Manage, click on Command Palette, or we can click Control Shift and P. Command Palette is a central thing in Visual Studio Code. All of the settings and stuff like that will be here. And if we type setting and then go to open user settings, and the fine thing here is that we can search on every setting. And if we type default language, scroll down a little bit, then we have files default language. If we type PowerShell, then Control S to save, and close that one. Then we close our Untitled and don't save. The new file. And what? I just said that we wanted to use PowerShell as a default for new files, but it hasn't happened. Yeah, that's because I typed PowerShell as we wanted to type PowerShell. But if we go back with Shift Control P, and here we have our recently used one, so go in here and default language. And if we change this to lowercase and save and close and new file, and now you can see on the icon it's PowerShell and get command. This is nice to know. You need to type PowerShell with lower cases, otherwise it doesn't work. If you look down at the right where we have PowerShell, on the right side of PowerShell we have version number 7. It's our PowerShell version on the computer, and I have PowerShell 7 RC1 installed. That one. Visual Studio Code I have chosen that one for the default, but we can't switch to Windows PowerShell. It's the 5.1, the default in Windows 10. It's just click on that one, but I will stay with the preview. As I showed, I opened the folder scripts. So now we can just click on a file that we want to see. Here we have PowerShell script, and here we have this empty script file, and here we have a bat file. And if we want to show this one, we can just drag it up here. It's pretty nice to have the Explorer view here. I missed that one in PowerShell ISE. And if we go back to the Untitled file and we type some commandlets, and I want to use tab completion, and I use tab. So you can see it doesn't work. That's one of the tweaks I will show you later on. Now I want to show you the PS script analyzer thing, rule-based script analyzer that will help us to get good code, best practice code. It's best practice rules from the PowerShell team and the PowerShell community. When I typed CLS, CLS is alias for clear host. We get this under the alias, and we get a light bulb above. If we go over CLS, we get information, and we can see that it's information from PS script analyzer and the rule PS avoid using commandlet aliases. And if we click on the light bulb, we have show fixes. Here we have two choices: replace CLS with clear host, and we can show documentation for PS avoid using commandlet aliases. We click on this one and then open. Then we get online to the help for PS script analyzer. We get information about why we got this message and how to avoid it and how to fix it. This is a pretty nice function. And to fix it, we can click on the light bulb again and replace CLS with clear host. If we want help with the commandlet clear a host, we can click on Control and F1. Then we go online again to Microsoft and Microsoft's documentation on docs.microsoft.com, and we get help with the commandlet right away. Another very nice function. In PowerShell ISE, we get help with PowerShell on the right side and commandlets. In Visual Studio Code with the PowerShell extension, we have almost the same thing. We have the PowerShell Command Explorer on the left side here. If you click on that one, we get a lot of commandlets because of my lab machine. If we go to computer information, then we have the question mark, or we can click on Control plus F1 as we did on the commandlet, but we click on the question mark. Then we go online again to documentation about get computer information. And if we go to the slides, we will go to snippets. What is snippets? Snippets is a code. It's a snippet of code that we can reuse in a very simple way. We have some snippets in PowerShell ISE, but with Visual Studio Code and the PowerShell extension, we get a lot of snippets, and it's easy to add your own. Go back, and we get. If we go to the command palette again, Shift, Control, and P, and we type snippet. Then we have insert snippet, and we had configure user snippets. Insert snippet will insert a snippet, and this one is for when we want to make our own snippet. So we start with insert snippet. We can go to, we can search if. Then we have if statement snippet. If we click here, then we get help with if, how to write an if statement. It's pretty nice. It's an easy way to get help. If we want help with, we can say, write the function, we just click on the function snippet. Then we have something to start with. If we delete this one and we go to Shift Control P and snippet again, and I like comment help in all of my scripts and functions. The built-in snippet for this is like this one. This is okay, but I like my own, so I will show you how to take your own thing and make it as a snippet. This is my code that I want to use. I copy it, and then I will go to a website. This is the easiest way. I will show you why in a moment. We go to Snippet Generator app. If we paste our snippet here, you can see on the right side the snippet code. To avoid writing all of that thing, that's why we are using this snippet generator. And in description we can write frederikwall.se comment based help, and on tab trigger we can write frederikwall.se. Then scroll down on the right side, we just click on copy snippet, and we go back to Visual Studio Code, Shift Control P, write snippet, and we go to configure user snippet. And now we need to write PowerShell. We can have snippet for other languages as well. And here we just paste the code and press Ctrl S to save, and we close it. And now we can either press Shift Control P, right, use insert snippet, and here at first we have frederikwall.se, frederikwall.se comment based help. We have the user snippets first, and then the extension snippets below. So we click on Frederick Wall. Then we got all of my code in just a second. That's pretty nice. We can get this snippet by just start typing my name. Then we can see the IntelliSense will pick up that we have a snippet. You can see it on this icon, and then we just can use read more to see more about the snippet, and we can click on snippet name and we get the snippet. So I recommend you to use snippets. It's pretty nice. And that was that for snippets. And now we will go into tweak like PowerShell ISE. If you have worked with PowerShell ISE for a while, you might have picked up a few nice things that you missed in Visual Studio Code. I miss the zoom change font size with the mouse wheel. I definitely miss tab completion. Set PowerShell as default language that I showed you. I want to change the font size on terminal window as well as with a mouse wheel to be able to show terminal window better when I do classes with PowerShell. And don't focus on terminal window when run. Default on Visual Studio Code is when you run your script, the cursor will end up in the terminal window. We will fix that. If we start with tab completion. We get command, and then we want to use tab. The first tab when we have IntelliSense work, but we can't use tab to go back and forth with cmdlets. To change these settings, we use Shift Control P, Command Palette, and there we go to Open User Settings, and we search for tab completion. As you see, it's off. Set it to on, and then we go to editor, mouse wheel, zoom. Zoom the font of the editor when using mouse wheel and holding control. We click on that one, enable it, and then we go to integrated console on execution. On execute, and we disable that one. And the last one will be sorry, terminal integrated font size. As you can see, the font is 14. We want 22, and the size will change immediately. Then we press Ctrl and S to save. We can close that one. And now if we type get, we can tab, and if we have get command, get host, and we use control and mouse wheel, we can change the font size. And if we press F8 here, we are back here in the edit pane and not here in the terminal window. That was the tweaks I want to show you. Now we can go to the last section of this video. Uninstall and install VS Code automatically. I have an uninstall script to completely uninstall VS Code with extension and everything. I install and uninstall Visual Studio Code a lot because of my classes and that I work with VS Code a lot and do strange stuff. So it's nice to have an option to wipe everything. And then we want to install PowerShell Visual Studio Code again. And the PowerShell team have an install VS Code PS1 script that's worked really nice. So I want to show that one. So we go back to Visual Studio Code. And we open up PowerShell console. We go to my script folder. And we run uninstall VS Code. It will close PowerShell Studio. And here we go. Then we close the console window. And to install the Visual Studio Code with the PowerShell Teams script, we go to the marketplace. And we go to PowerShell extension. And we go to scroll down. Here we have a section called script-based installation. We copy this one. And we open up the PowerShell console again. Paste the code here. And if this is the first time you install the script, you will get free prompts that you need to say yes on. It's PS Gallery and two other stuff that you need to say yes to, otherwise you can't install the script. And now the script will download the latest version of Visual Studio Code, and it will also install the extension for Visual Studio Code. If we close down that, and then we go to Documents, Windows PowerShell, Scripts. And here is the install script that we used. We can open that up with Visual Studio Code. If we go into PowerShell console, run as administrator. And we copy this path and go here. If we type code in like Visual Studio Code and then choose the script name, we will open up Visual Studio Code with the script. This is pretty nice. If you have a PowerShell console run as administrator like I did, then Visual Studio Code will open up as administrator. Otherwise it will open up as a regular user. This script, you can run it with a parameter. If you want to install other extensions, it's possible. You can use the parameter additional extensions. To find the extension name, we go back to the marketplace online. No, we don't. We go to Visual Studio Code. It's easier. We go to extension marketplace. If you want the XML, we just type XML tools, and here we have the extension name. So you can use that one with the script and install, and parameter additional extensions, and just paste the name of the extension. Then you're done. Then you get extra extension, and you can add as many as you want. That was all for this video. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, you can go to my blog, fredrikwall.se, and you can go to my company's website, retune.se, and see what I'm doing at work. And if you want some IT education, you can go to cornerstone.se. I have my PowerShell Fundamentals course there. And as I said, thank you for watching, and I hope you have enjoyed this video. Bye.